Alright, well, I'm back for a second video on the Big Oil Jubilee. It's been not quite a month since the last time when I recorded it, and I've learned a lot. Over here's this field, and I think the well is out here somewhere. I'm gonna get out there and walk around and look and try to find some sort of a sign. Anyway, I felt kind of like an idiot because I just said a whole bunch of stuff and I don't think it was recording. So I'll have to check that video out and give back a summary. I was doing pretty good. I'd hate to have lost that. It's priceless. Anyway, it's going to be a ways to walk, and it's 32 degrees. Let's come up 2 degrees. It's supposed to be a quarter mile from west of the station, which is down here. It was down here. And there's a slope. And this is like a little pond looking thing. And I ain't sure how far off the road it would be, but I'm going to get out there and stomp around. And it'd be cool if I found it. This is kind of what it looks like out there. Can't see too good with camera. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the where the train station used to be. See what's going on there. And maybe it'll warm up a little bit before I get out here in this open land where it's windy. And I will definitely record it if I find it. But it's a sad story. Interestingly enough, the well was dug by a fella named Weimer, who lived in Kansas City, but he's from Oklahoma. And he died like in February after the Big Oil Jubilee. The Jubilee was in June. He died in February at 22 at the age of 59. And the fella that was in charge of People's College, Jacob Shepard, he died at the age of 59, 2 months after the Big Oil Jubilee. So it's really kind of weird coincidences. And there's a kind of a weird concrete foundation structure down over here. Whoop. I don't know what that is. I'm going to go check that out a little bit too. Right over here is where I'm coming up on the tracks. And there's cedar trees. Right around in there somewhere is where, to the best of my knowledge, is where this Hollister station was. So I'm going to get in there and check it out. Anyway, I'll let you know what happens. Man. I went up by what I thought was the old train station. Look, well, what the map says, the train station. And I found like a really thick gravel bed where probably the station was sitting on. And there's all kinds of railroad trash in the ground, so I couldn't get a very good signal on my metal detector. I didn't find anything of value. Man, it's cold today. Woo! the wind. But anyway, just kind of a bunch of junk. Nothing, no foundation, no telltale signs of a road station being in there. So we'll keep on looking. I think I'm going to go down to where this other camp was, they said in the newspapers. Supposedly like 200 people stayed there. It's supposed to be where there was a commissary and living quarters. I found an old building back there with a stone on it that said 1911 or something like that. Anyway, I'll go back there and try to get a video of that. That'd be cool. Alright. This is this old building I was telling you about. Out here in the woods. Or it's not the woods. It's facing south. And it's kind of overgrown fields. That's south. That's west. That's north. And I already went up here and checked it out, so I know there's nobody in there. No animals or anything that I could see. Probably some wood rats too. Interesting building though. You can see. $1918, I think is what that says. There's these weird holes, metal pipe, one there, solid concrete. I can't tell if those are blocks. I don't know. I think it's solid concrete and they formed it up with blocks. Concrete roof. And look at the door frame. That's like heavy duty. This deal, where they locked it, the hinges, hinge pins, pretty serious door. No windows. And there's this weird metal thing there, metal thing there. And man, look at that bolt going through for the hinge. Can't see it too good, it's all dark. Nothing over there. There's still good, well not good, but there's still wood on the floor. Wooden floor, you can see an animal burrowed in there. There's a wood rat nest over there in the corner. I'll go around the back. And I think this is there's another pipe coming out like that. There's the slope of the roof. Really kind of spooky. Just out here in the middle of nowhere by itself. And I don't think I ever saw the backside of it. There's the back of it. Right up against this fence line, which makes me wonder, see up here down there on the, over that cliff, not a cliff but a bluff thing, is where the rock crushers were, where they were crushing up limestone, this kind of stuff. Right here, it's just like coming out of the ground. But anyway, somewhere out here there was a camp where up to 200 people, they had planned to labor on this rock crusher. And this building here, at first I thought maybe it was like a giant latrine for those guys, but the pipes in the walls, I can't figure it out. 2 in the front, 2 on the back, 1 on each side. No windows, super heavy duty door, heavy duty roof, all concrete. I mean, this thing's been here 100 years, and it's probably as strong as it was when they built it. The only thing I can think of is like tools. Maybe they stored tools in here, but I don't know. It is weird. Might have been part of the camp. The railroad property might have ended like right here, and they butted this up against the outside. That's why the fence line is right here. This fence line might have been built 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years afterwards. I don't know. It's another mystery, another part of the mystery. I'm going to go look around some more. Over there, no signs at all where there might have been a camp. It must have been all like wooden, like the railroads, the old railroads. When they did things, they recycled boxcars and whatnot. I worked on a house before that part of it was actually is a nice looking decent house. Kind of looked like a manufactured home, but old part of it was an old railroad car. That's pretty weird. But this place is gone. Lost to time. Out here for nothing now. Check out this locust tree. Good old thorns on that dude. Anyway, I'm gonna go look around a little bit more. Check it out, 1918. To where I think this well might be. I'm gonna go check it out. Well, I'm back from looking around out there, and I did not find anything that looked like remnants of an old oil well or any sort of well dug in the ground. It said that it was on the northwest slope of a hill with limestone outcroppings, and went to and a quarter mile from the train station. Here's what I think might be way over there. That looks like a foundation in the grass out there. I think that might be the train station, the old train station. I'd known that that's there a long time. I never really thought, I thought that was more modern. But since I found that building back there, 1918, and the concrete construction looks a lot. Yeah. Right. Alright, well, I didn't find the oil well, or the remnants of the oil well, which is a pretty neat story, and I'm just trying to redo this video section because earlier it wasn't recording. So, a little background about things I learned. The Big Oil Jubilee. I found out that the People's College was actually, still recording. The People's College was sponsored by the socialist, early American Socialist Party, what I found out about them was they were based mainly on workers' rights. They weren't like what we think of now as the Socialist Party. Early America, 1920s. This is like right after the Civil War, right after the First World War, and it's before the Russian Revolution, communism and everything. So we didn't think of socialism back then as we do now. They also, the People's College, they didn't just, like in the first video I said that they were socialists teaching people how to be socialists. They actually were a legit learning institution. They taught stenography, they taught automotive mechanics, which was pretty cutting edge technology back then. Cars had just now come out, and they were teaching guys to be mechanics, how to work on them and whatnot. So that was pretty cool. It's a tragic story, sad story. Now that I've learned more about it, turns out that the president of the college, Jacob Ingram Shepard, was a really good man. I looked it up. He's buried in Fort Scott. For as many things as he's done and how prominent he was back in those days, he just has a really humble gravestone. I've seen it online at findagrave.com. But he made some mistakes. And one of the sad parts of the story is when he died, he actually died in October of 1921, several months after the Big Oil Jubilee. And at that time, his People's College that he was the president of was dissolved. It was gone into the entire institution and their finance, everything they owned and everything. They shut the building down. It went into receivership. The whole deal, the whole works, because I'm not sure when they bought the land. It says that he put $20,000 down on this land for 2,200 or 2,300 acres. A lot of land. And I think the selling price was 170 something. I don't know. I mentioned it in my first video. But looking at the newspaper reports and things like that, all I can figure out is that they didn't find oil, and they didn't really come out and say, "Oh, we didn't find oil." They just quit talking about it. The place, all the assets of the college were liquidated, sold to pay back these banks that they had owed money to. And it's really sad that Mr. Shepard had to die seeing all of that, after such an illustrious life, to end it in failure. Terrible. And another strange coincidence is the guy that they hired to do the well was a famous oil driller in the area named Weimer. And they referred to that as the Weimer well. Well, anyway, he lived up in Kansas City. I guess he was in bad health, and he wasn't able to make it to the Big Oil Jubilee when they were going to bring in the well. So, turns out, February of the next year, he passed away at the age of 59, same age as Mr. Shepard. That's kind of crazy. Just kind of lost in history. To me, it's like history that should be remembered. It was a huge deal and affected a lot of people's lives, a lot of people's hopes and dreams, and kind of dissolved and blew away. Turned out pretty sad thing. But I probably won't go look for the oil well again. I know kind of where its general location was, and I really didn't know what I expected to find. I brought a metal detector out there, like, to see if maybe I could find some nails or whatever out there in the field, whatever they might use for setting up the rigging or however that works. I couldn't find anything, and I'm pretty sure they probably capped that thing off with a section of concrete or something. That'd be pretty hard to find out there in the tall grass if you didn't know it was there. So I'll probably end this little adventure about the oil jubilee, and it's just kind of interesting how much I've learned. At first, when I first got into it, I was thinking, oh, scam. It's a scam. This was a big, huge charade, and it didn't work out, ha ha ha, and all that. But now that I've learned a little bit, I did a little back history on Mr. Shepard, and I mean, the guy, he was all about workers' rights, and he actually met with Woodrow Wilson, went to D.C. and met with Woodrow Wilson to discuss things like that, workers' rights in this area, and he was a great guy, and I learned to respect him instead of just assuming that he was, on the take, trying to scam people out of the money. One thing that's kind of sad, you don't really read in those old newspapers what happened, but like following the oil jubilee, by searching the keywords and whatnot, I found an ad where they were trying to rent out farmland, and so it was kind of like a desperate act. They're trying to pay the bankers. We didn't find oil. Maybe we can rent stuff out and try to keep the banks off our back. Didn't work out. And then in October, like 4 months later, the president of the college dies. And then by then the banks, the lawyers, and everybody were getting frantic, and it just crumbled. So that's the oil jubilee. I can feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for any situation like where people, they go from top of the world, boom, like when those people play tricks on somebody with a fake lottery ticket, and they think, oh my God, and they're all like excited, you've seen that before, and they're getting videoed, but they just go from way up here to like, and that's just a practical joke. But this was real life. They really, really, really went for it. They really thought that they struck black gold. And now, looking back, almost 100 years later, we can see that, man, that was a sad story. fast. So, gotta learn from it. Learn from other people's mistakes.